o'clock Central Time. That's the Indiana Pacers lineup. That front line has been restructured a little bit, and the Bulls lineup as it has been most of the year. And we mentioned Enos Watley in that lead guard spot instead of Wes Matthews. Stepanovic 7 feet, Corzine 6'11", 1 inch height advantage to Indiana on the jump, and Corzine went up there, stole the tap, and they'll re-jump it. The ball was really not thrown very well, I thought, Red, so they'll do it over again.
It's the toughest thing about pro basketball now is the guy getting the ball up, the official getting it up. Everybody jumps in early.
That was a good toss.
That was a good one.
Indiana got it, and Brown in the forecourt. He's picked up by Orlando Woolridge. Bulls have a couple of places they'll be able to post here in this game. Stansberry to Fleming. Looking inside on the backdoor cut. Brown, he traveled with it. Tall timber under there for Brown, who stands 6'6".
Well, we see now Stansberry and Watley are matching up there as you take a look at the all-time series. And this year, Watley and Stansberry can soar high over the head of Mo Watley, so keep an eye on that, Billy.
Bulls in the forecourt. Greenwood. Jordan will bail out on it. This is the 42nd meeting between these teams. And Watley starts it off by scoring a field goal, so the Bulls get on the board first on an assist from Michael Jordan. Indiana trying to push it up quickly. The big difference that we pointed out between today's Indiana team and that of a year ago is they will move the ball up more quickly than they used to. Kellogg hit the front of the rim. Kind of had a straight leg jump shot, didn't have much on it. Here's a pass well out of the reach of Corzine. It seemed like he got kind of caught in a corkscrew there. He couldn't get turned around.
He turned to the outside instead of the inside.
There's Stepanovic going inside. Body contact. Corzine will draw the foul. He went right at Dave. That's the #1 foul on the Bulls team-wise. Stepanovic goes to the line. He's a good shooter. He has 4 games in which he's been in double figures in points and rebounds against the Bulls. Say some of his best games of the year for the Chicago Bulls.
Well, he sure does, doesn't he?
He does. And I'll tell you, I had the great privilege of watching him at Missouri. And every time I see him out there in a Pacer uniform, I still have some splendid memories of some of the great college basketball games I've seen. So the year that I did Missouri was his senior year and John Sunvold's senior year. He was just outstanding. We're tied at 2, just a little over a minute old here. Woolridge, he'll pull up and fire. Doesn't get it. Kellogg has the rebound. Looks up the floor, feeds it ahead to Tony Brown. In the corner, Stansberry fires and hits. Darren Stansberry gives the Indiana Pacers their first lead of the game. And it's 4-2 Indiana. Watley, Stansberry will cover him. Fleming picks up Jordan. Now they have a 2-man game set up on the far wing side, and Watley will just shoot over the defense and puts it in. And Woolridge ready to post. And Watley just decided to bomb it. Swished it. He has all 4 Bulls points. Stepanovic on the drive. Didn't get it. Corzine with a rebound. Greenwood kind of bothered him a little bit. Stood his ground.
Good thing Greenwood was there. He went by Dave Corzine to his left, and we've seen him do that. He does that very well for a big man. Down the lane to the left hand.
2 minutes old, Watley. Tied at 4. Inside feed, Greenwood. Heavy pressure, tried to kick it out. Stolen away, Fleming. He has Brown on his left. Back to Fleming, driving. Got the basket. Very good 2-man exercise there on the break. They converted it, and the Pacers lead it by 2. Fleming's first field goal. Here's Jordan, got the feed from Watley and fires. He's there. Michael Jordan with a hand right in his face, dropped it in. And we're tied at 6. Look at Stansberry go. Foul call. Jordan trying to block him off. And Michael has his first, team second.
Hey, this is what I mentioned. They try to go right down the throat, drive it right at Michael Jordan to get him playing defense. And this time, a good job of it, making a little left move and then right, drawing a foul.
Common foul out of bounds. The foul was on the drive. Here's Kellogg. He traveled. 1 too many.
1 too many. He's right. Sometimes that's how they get away with it. It looks like a great move, but that's how they made it.
Yeah, you're right. It looks to me like Kellogg's a little stiff tonight. I don't know if it's because he wasn't warmed up or whether, maybe he's had an awful lot of knee trouble. Here is a pass underneath. Watley go up and he threw in a circus shot. In heavy traffic, he just gypsy doodled it up there, and he has 6. 6 of the Bulls' 8 points. Tony Brown. Pacers doing a good job moving the ball, we saw right there. Didn't get anything from it. Here's a feed back inside. Woolridge store it. Save. saved by Watley. Ball was kicked, not deliberately, however. Stansbury got it, 4 seconds to shoot. It's put up by Fleming. They just beat the horn. Brown got it back and puts it in. And Indiana managed to convert a basket out of that, despite the fact that they lost about, 6 to 7 seconds of possession time on that scramble for the ball. Michael Jordan tied at 8. Here's the lob inside. I don't know who that was for. Corzine couldn't get it. Neither could Jordan. Here come the Pacers. Stansbury will shoot it. Boy, he's nice on the transition, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Gets a little momentum toward the hoop. He doesn't miss.
They get it down, and they hit that jump shot. They hit that quite well on the fast break, and it bothers you. You expect them to go all the way, and then the next time you think they'll take the jumper, and there they do go all the way in.
4 minutes gone in the first quarter. Woolridge kicks it out. Greenwood will take his first shot of the night, and it's there. And you can see David react just a little bit. Yeah, as he got that first one down. Here's the breakaway. Stansbury lost it going up. Kellogg for the jam.
Stansbury wanted to slam that ball down through, but Kellogg had the privilege that trip.
And now all 5 Indiana Pacer players have scored. It's a 2-point Indiana lead of 12-10. 7.5 remaining for the first half. The first quarter of play. Corzine low on the block. Over the middle, it was traffic. Stansbury, it appeared, reached a hand in there. And for him, that will be personal foul number 1. First team foul on Indiana. We have Jim Thomas, the first substitute off of the bench for the Indiana Pacers. Corzine gets to the line. Thomas traditionally saved some of his best games for the Bulls. But boy, he had a great game at Milwaukee the other night. Did you catch the word on that? Scored 23 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds against the Milwaukee Bucks, Thomas did.
And he went down to their, 12th out of 13th?
Yeah.
Lost.
You're right. They still lost by like 11. I think Milwaukee hit 140.
They did. They got 140. They really buried him. Here comes a little press now by the Bulls. They're trapped.
Stefanovic gets it across, flips it over on the back door. Brown got loose in there. Nice speed to him, too. And Tony Brown has 4. And it's a 2-point Pacer lead again. That time they beat the trap. Tony Brown played at Farragut High School. So for him, I know it has to be a thrill to start in this game tonight. He is, I'm certain, properly psyched. Woolridge got loose. Oh, he nearly put that in. Corzine followed. Stefanovic went over to bother him, but Corzine, that put him loose. Here's the drive by Kellogg, and a foul was called on the drive going against Enos Watley. The Bulls will call timeout. We'll talk about it when we come back here at the Chicago Stadium. We're tied at 14, 6:47 left in the first quarter. Let's remind you, the broadcast rights to this game have been granted to Sports Vision by the Chicago Bulls solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the express written consent of Sports Vision is strictly prohibited. I'm Bill Hazen, back with Johnny Kerr. We send greetings to everybody. It's been a warm day here in the Chicago area. A little hot in the kitchen for one guy, and I know he's watching tonight. We want to send along our very best wishes to Rod Thorne, who's a good friend not only of yours, Johnny, but mine too. And he told me he was going to be watching tonight. We want to pass him along our very best and wish him all the best in his future endeavors. He's a wonderful guy, a very class man, and I personally owe him a great deal. So we want to see him do well, and I'm sure that he will, because he's a very able guy, just at the same time as we wish Jerry Krause all the success in his new responsibilities with the Bulls.
Well, you can be sure you're right. You can be sure that a lot of eyes are on the team here tonight and the coaching staff, and they want to improve this ball club and bring a winner here to Chicago, a big winner. So a lot of eyes watching every move that's being made here the last 10 games of the year.
And one of those sets of eyes belongs to your halftime guest, Jerry Krause. And he will be in to chat a little bit about the Bulls' direction. He seemed to handle himself quite well at the press conference today, I thought, that they have at 10 in the morning along at One Magnificent Mile. Building there. 6.5 remaining here in the first half. Pacers by a point. Jordan with the ball. Nice pass underneath. Watley couldn't convert it. Could not convert it. Tony Brown passes it off. Indiana could get its largest lead with a hoop. Steve Stefanovic. Feed into traffic by Jim Thomas. The Bulls made the interception. Woolridge gets the feed back from Watley. Drives. He wants to go up strong with it. Blocked! Stefanovic blocked a jump ball. Stepanovic, he went right at Stipo, and Stipo held his ground. And that's the story on the field goal shooting to the moment. Bulls out well, so is Indiana. And Indiana shoots below 50% on the year. That's probably their biggest problem, simply, is that they don't have many good shooters on this team.
You know, they out-rebounded Bulls control the tip. They out-rebounded Milwaukee in that loss to them also. Milwaukee got 140 points on them.
I saw that. I was very, well, not surprised, I guess. We know their front line's strong. Here's Greenwood to the glass, and heavy traffic. He took it right to the hoop. We don't see him do that all that often, Red. It was nice to see that. So now it's the Bulls by a point.
Watch it.
Thomas will look inside, the feed to Tony Brown. Pacers are playing injured tonight. Kellogg in the drive didn't put it off of the glass, but put it in. Kellogg has a 5-point first quarter going. And it is the Pacers by a point. Ball will be handed back to Watley. He'll bring it across. Bill Garnett of the Pacers was placed on injured reserve, and they signed Greg Kelser to a 10-day contract here with the Pacers. Feed low to Jordan for the turnaround. Shot it long. Stepanovic with a rebound. So Garnett is unavailable, and Herb Williams unavailable for duty tonight. Bulls with a steal. Watley has Jordan on his right. Lobbed it up there. Oh, my goodness. They got their connections crossed on that. That was a perfect feed. Had Jordan been going for the slam.
That's a tough play to make. You figure Michael's going to be hovering up over the rim, and that time he was just looking for a little bounce pass to him, and it's terrible.
You know what happened? He had a defender in front of him. He couldn't really go up to the hoop without getting an offensive foul.
Give credit to Vern Fleming for playing that very well.
He did, I thought. Stepanovic. Look out, he's tough. Nope, not this time. Rebound. Greenwood had it, and then Watley had his hands on it as well, so Greenwood relinquished possession of the ball to Watley. Here's Jordan on the drive. Gets around Fleming. Contact in there as Jim Thomas tried to close from the side, close in on him. See, Devin Durant's going to be coming off of the Pacers bench now, and Brown will go to the bench.
Michael takes that good hard cut to his left. He goes up in the air. Here's the whistle. Doesn't pull the trigger. Passes it off, so it'll be just a common foul.
And inbounds, the Bulls have it as we return live. Jordan. Fleming on him, working very hard. And Fleming with a hand check. His call for the foul, so Michael may be trying to go to work. See if he can draw some shots. If not, some fouls. 4:20 remaining here in the first quarter. And it's the Pacers by a point at 17-16. Watley will shoot it. Oh, nearly got it. Woolridge missed on the tip. Went out of bounds. And Kellogg, who was trying to chase it down, hit the ball last. So the Bulls again have the possession and a fresh 24. Pacers by a point. Inbounds to Greenwood. Look for the post-up. Corzine in there. Stepanovic cupping him from the side. So they feed to the outside, the opposite side of the defense. And Corzine fires. Stepanovic forced him to adjust a shot there. Out of bounds, and the Bulls have it again. And credit David Greenwood with keeping that one alive. That's the type of thing David does for you. He bothers people.
Just a fingertip. That'll keep that offensive ball alive.
So the Bulls have another shot. This is their third straight chance. Jordan, he converts it, this time with a slammer. Well, 3 strikes and you're out, but the Bulls got the home run on that third one. Durant. Devin Durant. To Stepanovic, the hook shot. Nope. Greenwood tried to bat it out. Woolridge has it. May have a break. He has Jordan on his left. Woolridge driving and gets the hoop. Took it all the way himself. And it's the Bulls by 3. At 20-17, the Pacers will take timeout with 3.5 minutes remaining. First quarter of play here from the Chicago Stadium. And it is the Bulls 20, the Pacers 17. Back with Johnny Kerr, Bill Hazen here from the floor of Chicago Stadium. I guess the Bulls got on a little run here, didn't they, Red?
Yeah, they were losing 14-12 here as Todd Kellogg had a basket and a free throw, and they went on an 8-3 tear, and now lead by 3, 20-17. Good job by the Bulls.
Yeah, they've done all right. We wanted to pass along a hello. We understand some folks watching down in Addison are friends of one of the statisticians here who's doing the Indiana broadcast tonight, Gary Pearson. And he has some friends by the name of Mark and Mike. They're watching at a local pizza establishment down in Addison, and we wanted to pass along greetings to them tonight. Indiana will put the ball in bounds. Fleming. Here's Durant. The rebound situation is decisively favored Chicago, hasn't it? Granville Waiters off the Pacers bench. Ben Kellogg inside. There's a guy who can get points for you. 7 points in the quarter for Kellogg. They'll need a big game from him to stay in it tonight. So Granville Waiters off of the Pacers bench. No other substitutions. Thomas trying to bump Watley a little bit. Corzine. Bulls still with the same starting 5. They have not substituted. And we're nearly all the way through the first quarter as Greenwood overshoots. Jordan got the rebound. Up he goes. What a move. He put it up and in despite pressure. I thought Waiters had that block for sure.
I think Waiters thought he did too, but it was one of those hangs. And
he faked one way. He faked the other way. Put it up and in. Greenwood called for a foul. Caught backpedaling a little bit. That's number 4 on the Chicago Bulls for the quarter. Jerry Seasting off of the bench.
We've seen an awful lot of guys thought they blocked Michael's shot. He puts it up there, takes it right down, puts it up again. If they're there, he takes it down, puts it up again, and in the hoop usually.
Bulls by 3. Kellogg. Greenwood is on him. Greenwood will have his hands full tonight. Jim Thomas with a miss. Kellogg kept it alive. Nice play. Durant got the ball back. Here's Seasting. He can shoot him in. And Jerry Seasting, who just came off the Indiana bench, he's been kind of up and down in play against the Bulls this year. But I'll tell you one thing where he hasn't been up and down is in his free throw shooting. He hasn't missed a free throw all year against the Bulls. Feed low to Greenwood. 1 point lead Chicago. Here's Jordan, a long one. Not this time, and Waiters brings it down. Seasting. Durant. The trailer is Waiters. Didn't even look to shoot. Or take it in. Here's Durant. See why now. Devin Durant drops it in. First team academic All-American when he played at Brigham Young. Good player. And with more experience, maybe he's found the right spot where he can fit in. Corzine turns around, shoots it over Waiters. Too hard. Greenwood got the rebound. Look at him work there. And foul as he was trying to take it back up. Looked like Jim Thomas got it. That's number 2 on him. And the Bulls make their first substitution of the night as Quentin Daly comes into the Bulls line.
Greenwood gets the uncontested rebound here. He tries to get himself together, and you see reaching in there. It looked like Kellogg was going to put the hammer on him, but it was Jim Thomas picked up the second. David now at the free throw line for 2 free throws.
He used that first one. And Stepanovic comes back in. Kellogg to the bench. So now you have a 7-foot, 6'11", and 6'7" front line for Indiana.
Kellogg shows you just what a power forward does. He gets the ball down low. He tries to move and score. He can hit from the outside. He wheels, puts it down.
Very flexible player.
Yes, sir.
Minute and a half remaining. First quarter, we're tied at 23. Seasting. Into the paint he goes. Nice pass low. Thomas reversed it up and in. Very good job by Thomas as he got loose in there. That's a couple of times they found that man on the baseline.
Seasting will do that. He'll hit the outside shot if you leave him alone on it.
Jordan, heavy pressure, got Thomas up in the air, and also coming over that way was Waiters. And they gave it to Thomas. Now he has 3 because he's picked up 3 real quick ones, and that puts the bonus light on at a minute 10. Wes Matthews coming into the Bulls lineup.
All right, that's Daly and Matthews in the backcourt. Now Michael Jordan goes to the small forward. Steve Johnson ripping off his warm-ups. He'll be coming in for David Greenwood. And we'll see Michael at the small forward in this lineup. He'll draw, it looks like Durant, he'll draw Devin Durant, I think, as his man.
7 points now for Jordan. He'll have 1 more. I guess for most players, an 8-point quarter would be exceptional. For Jordan, he usually has 3 or 4 of those a game. Seasting in the forecourt. Pass inside to Stepanovic from Vern Williams. Puts it down. Steve Johnson has picked him up. Pitched out front. 8 seconds to shoot now. Jordan, quick hands. He stole the ball. And the Bulls have it back. Man, what an athletic move that was. Here's Matthews. Steve Johnson's the trailer. He got the ball. Hey, hit him right in the hands. Daly on the baseline. Quentin Daly, easy picking for him. He has his first 2. And the Bulls go back on top by 2. Cross court to Seasting. To Waiters. He'll shoot that one. Granville Waiters is on the board with 2. And we're tied at 27. 30 seconds left. And there is a 6-second difference between the clocks here. So Indiana should have the last possession of the quarter. Jordan. Will they hold? Matthews coming across. Yep, they're going to do it. They get back in Jordan's hand to 7. Here he comes, shoots it with 5, puts it in. Michael Jordan has 10 on the first quarter. Indiana coming back. They have time, 8 seconds. And Fleming let it go with 6 seconds. He was fouled. And Quinton Daly picks it up. And it means the Bulls will get another possession out of this, perhaps.
All right, they had the shot, the ball down with 9 seconds to go. Fleming goes behind his back here. Michael Jordan reaches in. You watch Quinton Daly here as Fleming pulls up for the jump shot right across the left arm. Only 3 seconds ticked off the clock, so the Bulls will have a shot at the last shot here if they can capture the rebound. Fleming makes the first one, or they have to take it out of the hoop.
Perhaps a sign of lack of experience there. He might have been able to hold it a good 2 or 3 clicks before he really made his drive. Fleming has 3. Bulls have 6 seconds to work with here when the clock again starts. He has 4 now, and the Bulls have enough time to get it up the floor. Ball stolen away. Stepanovic. Indiana put the pressure on Seesting. Bombs it in with 3 seconds left for the quarter. Jerry Seesting has 4 points in the quarter. Bulls have it. Long bomb from 3/4 court by Daly. Does not go, and the Indiana Pacers at the end of a quarter are up on top of the Bulls once again. It's 31-29. This telecast coming to you from Chicago Stadium. Well, that's what Chicago's many sports fans were reading about today. That story, front page news in both the Chicago Tribune, the Sun-Times, the Daily Herald, and the Southtown Economist are for papers here in the city and suburban areas of Chicago, and that's the big story. Jerry Krause takes over from Rod Thorne.
I guess they've realigned it. I'll have to talk to Jerry about this, but he will not be general manager. There will not be a general manager. As you view the first quarter stats, they're going to divide it into marketing, I guess, player personnel, and then finance. So,
and they'll have it'll be much similar to the situation and the setup that the Chicago White Sox have as far as the way it is run. Barry Reinsdorf wanted to set up as similar of a situation as he could. On the baseline, ball's kicked out. Quinton Daly gets into the paint. 3-second violation called against the Bulls. Steve Johnson was trying to set up for the rebound down there and was in too long. Juwan Oldham starting the second quarter at center for the Chicago Bulls as he has come in and Corzine has gone to the bench. Steve Johnson matches up with Stepanovic. Oldham will take Granville Waiters. That's Waiters with the ball now. Seesting's open behind the screen. Swishes it. Jerry Seesting has 6. Largest Indiana lead of the night. Been a seesaw ball game here in the early moments. In the forecourt, you'll be able to hear in the background George Irvin talking with his players. Steve Johnson went in there. Stepanovic was defending, as was Seesting, who dropped back, and Seesting got the foul.
I think that might have been Jess Kersey, as you see right there, saying, watch the elbows, watch it down the lane. You pick that up under that backboard microphone, and he doesn't want to blow the whistle. You get that from the officials. They don't want to blow the whistle all the time, Bill. They try to warn you off a little bit with the sound.
Johnson went down in the paint, and the ball hit Juwan Oldham, went out of bounds. Ball goes over, and Indiana has it out to move the length of the floor. 1 minute old. Here in the second quarter, it's the Pacers by 4. On the baseline, Oldham snuffed out that candle. The ball came loose, and Seesting got it back. Pass underneath. Oldham snuffs out another one. I'll tell you what, if you have a birthday, you want to put the candles out, Juwan Oldham's the guy you want to invite. From the baseline, a long shot by Daly, and a foul called as he was getting ready to put up the ball. Stansbury got it. Bulls got it out on the break after that blocked shot.
Yeah, it's another foul in the back court. Stansbury picks this one up now, and all the fouls belong to the little men with Fleming and Jim Thomas, and now on a kickoff play, Terrence Stansbury gave it to Wes Matthews.
Made inside. Steve Johnson goes right to the hoop. Was clock going up. He ended up shooting it over. He was bothered. Waiters, I think, got a hand on it. Stepanovic in the forecourt. Looking under pressure from Steve Johnson. Out front to Tony Brown. Stepanovic, Waiters, and Brown up front now. Stepanovic spinning to the baseline, puts the shot up, overshoots. Waiters trying for the rebound. Called for a foul over the back. No, excuse me. It was called on Juwan Oldham. There was called on Juwan Oldham for illegally trying to box him out, and that brought Kevin Lockery up off of the Bulls bench.
Kevin thought sure it was Granville Waiters that came over the top here of Juwan as they both go for it, and normally that's the case, but not this trip.
It'll be, take a look again from the other angle of this. See Waiters trying to get possession of it as we return live. That's Waiters with the ball, shoots it, missed everything. Had to shoot it over Oldham, who had pressure on him. Daly for the Bulls. Steve Johnson lost it. Maybe a breakaway. Brown, 2-on-1 Stansbury. Brown trying to convert. He got it up there. Daly fouled him. He nearly got a three-point play out of that.
They both tried to give the ball to Steve Johnson, and Johnson just wanted to get down the court and get in down low, post up, and they threw the ball to him, and here's the result of Tony Brown giving the ball off, getting it back, flipping it up off the glass, being fouled by Quentin Daly. He's got a chance to put his club ahead now by 6.
Tony Brown misses on the first one. And he'll try it now just to make it 5 if he can. He was the guy who was in that incredible Walter Mitty camp that the Indiana Pacers had. We've talked about him before. But what an amazing thing that a guy could survive that and not only make the roster, but start. And then play well. I remember his first game in the lineup, he had 20-something points. Ball stolen away by Seasting. Fed ahead. He says the Snowbird. And the Bulls are digging themselves a hole. Jerry Seasting has 8. And the Pacer lead is at 7, their largest of the game. Bulls bring it across, their double team. Daly gets it to Matthews. Michael Jordan is on the bench. Woolridge is back in. Woolridge, Johnson, and Juwan Oldham up front. Daly and Matthews on the back line. Orlando Woolridge kicks it out. Daly's open. He shoots it. Stepanovic came out and forced him to adjust his shot. The feet ahead. Stansbury all the way, and Oldham smashed it right off of the glass. What a job on the block. He grabbed the rim with one hand and swatted that thing away like he was doing a chin-up up there.
Well, nobody, I know Terrence Stansbury, who was in the slam dunk contest this year, felt he was home free. He was going to show somebody in there, but Juwan Oldham, who has really played better and better each outing defensively, has really done a job.
The air traffic control had a traffic jam right there at rim level to try to unsettle. Matthews to the baseline. Heavy traffic, comes up firing anyway. And he drew the foul. And this one goes against Stepanovic. That is number 1 on him. Fortunately for Indiana, a good sign for them. They don't have any of their big guys in any foul trouble to speak of at all. You alluded, I think that's, you mentioned earlier that all the fouls had been in the back court.
Shot by Wes Matthews in. He does that. You know, he drives under the baseline and he turns around. He doesn't throw it up over, hook it up over his head. He sort of turns around and takes a little fadeaway jump shot, and he drew that last one from Stepanovic, and now we get a couple new players in.
Yeah, Durant and Vern Fleming. As the Pacers, George Irvin will have to really utilize his bench here tonight. He's playing shorthanded. Woolridge almost with a steal. Bulls trying to put some pressure on.
That's the first 2 points by the Bulls in this quarter, and it came from the free throw line. 8:50 to go, Bill, and Wes Matthews knocked in 2 free throws. No field goals at all.
So it took 3 minutes for the Bulls to score here in the second quarter, and that's made it a little rough going. Speed Loto Stepanovic trying to move around. He put the quick move on Steve Johnson, but he hooked him with the left elbow. He hooked him with the left elbow, and Steve Stepanovic got an offensive foul. He puts that little whirling move on a lot of people.
Those power forwards, they can hit the shot facing the basket. Now David Greenwood can do that, but his inability to drive hurts him. And then Steve Johnson, inability to hit the outside shot. His good ability to work inside. They just don't have the whole game.
If you could put that into one player, boy, you'd really have an amazing player. Daly from the baseline has 4. And the Bulls are right back within 3. They had trailed by 7. Waiters to Stepanovic. Puck fakes and shoots over Johnson. Front rimmed on it. Bulls can close it to a point if they score here. Daly all the way. No, but Steve Johnson's there. It went off of Stepanovic's foot. Out of bounds. Bulls have it. 19 to shoot.
I think Daly just went for the goaltend that trip. He threw it up just short, and nobody hit it. It bounced off the back of Stepanovic.
Woolridge tosses it in to Juwan Oldham. He'll go up strong. Blocked by Waiters. And Woolridge recovers. 12 to shoot. Woolridge, he'll shoot it over Durant. Hit the back rim. Orlando is off to another tough start. He had a tough game at Utah. Had to struggle to get into double figures. Seasting with a miss. And Steve Johnson got the rebound, protecting it well from Seasting, who tried for the steal. Here's Quentin Daly. Down the paint, throws it up there. He was fouled on a block. Waiters wiped off the shot. But the foul went against...
Well, it takes a little nerve to go in there. And Q did it. He went right in there to valley the big guys.
Timeout called, 7:38 remaining, second quarter, and we'll take time. It's the Pacers by 3.
We mentioned about the Bulls now shooting poorly. They've scored four points in this quarter. However, Indiana cannot climb away. They've only scored 5. 1 out of 7 shooting for the Bullies, 2 out of 8 for Indiana. Now Quentin Daly knocks down a point. That last foul, by the way, was Devin Durant before he went away, and Daly picks up his 5th.
And that was also the 4th team foul, Red. It's at 7:38 remaining on the quarter, so the Bulls could be in for some foul shots here. Fleming feeds it ahead to Seasting. Nice feed underneath. Durant was wiped off. It was wiped off. And into the forecourt come the Bulls. Matthews. Seasting tried to pick his pocket. The ball came loose. Stepanovic, look at him go after it. And Stipo was able to feed it out. Fleming. Durant on the breakaway. Johnson fouled it. He had no choice. You have to take those. And
Durant, he got up and he lost the wind. He's okay. I'm all right. He went back down again. I think it just took the wind out of him. He was going to go up and stuff the ball too. Fleming gives him a beautiful pass cross side, and waiting for him was Steve Johnson. And there's the hip that took the air out of him.
yeah.
And
So
there
it's
it
a
is.
2-on-1.
Yep. He gets it. Bam. And that's what he sort of got up and went down again. And you just expect this young man to make his free throws when he gets up there.
This was the 25th player selected in the draft. Very intelligent young man.
You expect him to make his free throws when he gets up there?
Yes, you bet. You would figure that's the one thing he would do.
But you know what happens, don't you? You get a little bit of a ram going to the hoop like that, and it takes a little air out of you, and your arms feel a little weak. You want to go in the bathroom and throw up a little bit.
He might have thought about doing that right there. 7 minutes remaining in the quarter. The Pacers by 2. He missed both.
He'll pull up and hit the jumper next trip.
Yeah,
the jumper.
for sure.
Well, he went tried to isolate on the side that time, and they drew the foul down low. Clark Kellogg had just come back in the game.
He got it. That's number 1 on him. And that's the bonus now at 6:57. We had alluded to that just a few moments ago. So the Bulls will have nearly 7 minutes of bonus time to work with here. Steve Johnson at the line.
Pretty good quarter, that first quarter. 31 points and 29 points. Everything worked pretty fluidly for both teams. And boy, are they scratching now to put points on the board this quarter.
Isn't that funny how just in a few blinks of an eye how the complexion of a game can change, not just for one team but for both.
Yeah, both of them. And either one of the team hits anything and they run out with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, you're right. In the forecount, Durant and his cross-court feed. Steve Johnson stretched his body out. He knocked it down but couldn't intercept it. And now Woolridge trying to put more pressure on, fouled Durant. And Woolridge has his first, and that's the 4th team foul on the Bulls. So now they have none to give with 6:43 remaining in the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, we will have the NBA Journal. We'll look into some of the details about the Bull situation as of today's announcement of Jerry Krause as the new general manager, or vice president in charge of basketball operations, we should say. Did Daly hit the sideline? Yep. Nice block shot.
Yeah, they say he did. A block shot that time, and now the Pacers have been dry for over 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Bill, this is usually it's a peaks and valleys game on defense.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, these teams are having very great trouble getting a basket. Fleming isolated on Daly, drops it off Stepanovic. That ought to be 2. It is. Off of the boards, 4 points for Steve Stepanovic. He has had 51 games this year in which he has been in double figures. It looks like he's headed toward it again here tonight. Oldham kicked it out, and Wes Matthews fires. Nope, tipped around. Steve Johnson over the back. Steve Johnson gets number 2. That is team foul number 5. The bonus in effect at 6:01. So the Bulls couldn't really capitalize much on that. As Jordan comes back in, I heard some cheering from one particular section over there. It must be a Michael Jordan fan club or fan delegation here tonight.
I don't know how many people are here in the building, but I would guarantee most of those people belong to that club.
Yeah, you might be right.
I know you and I belong to that club after watching them this year, and we see.
Well, Greg Kelser, the guy we were just telling you about, just signed by this team, does not have a name on the back of his uniform, has come in for Indiana along with Stansberry. And to the line goes Kellogg, and he hits the first one. That's his first point of the quarter. He has 8.
Kelser, it's an odd thing. He was playing, he wasn't playing at all. He was just playing a little neighborhood basketball because he's got, I guess, a couple suits are waiting for some settlement of some money owed to him by other NBA teams. But he was great when he was at Michigan State, of course, with Magic.
He was good enough to be the 4th player selected in the first round in the '79 draft. That's how good he was. Kelser's on Woolridge, spinning through. Orlando takes it to the hoop and scores on him. Stepanovic tried to come over to help out, but wasn't much he could do there. Kellogg up the floor. So you've got Kellogg and Kelser up front right now for Indiana. And Stepanovic in the middle. Woolridge got a hand in there, knocked it away. 12 to shoot. Back line is Stansberry and Fleming. Rookie backcourt. And well,
everybody broke. They didn't even give him the ball. Ronnie Nunn didn't even hand him the ball, and everybody went on to play.
All right, now they'll break again. Daly trying to fight through an illegal screen there on Stepanovic, trying to hold Daly from getting through, and that's number 3 on him. Offensive foul. They won't shoot him.
Remember now, Herb Williams is not going to play tonight, so that big foul trouble on their big men could really hurt him.
He didn't even make the trip. Inbounds pass laid out there for Steve Johnson. My goodness.
Boy, if Kellogg would have kept going, he would have had that steal because Steve started to throw it and pull the string, and it just went like a dying quail.
You're right. I'm surprised nobody did pick that off. Jordan in the forecourt. Woolridge and Oldham have pulled out of the 2-man game. Steve Johnson and Jordan. Jordan takes it to the baseline and hits. He has a dozen. They set up that nice little 2-man game over there, and it worked for the hoop. Kelser to Stansberry. Kelser was signed, by the way, to a 10-day contract. Over the middle, Fleming with a running, or rather Kellogg with a running hook shot. Jordan ahead. Oh, and he was trying to find Woolridge and overlet him a little bit. Out of bounds. And here come the Pacers right back. They didn't wait long. Better hurry up, Orlando, and get back there. He picks up Stansberry, so they're in defensive. They've got an imbalance here somewhere. See where it is. We can find. Now they switched around. Kelser got loose in there. They finally got a hoop out of that because Orlando was just late getting back because they put the ball in so fast. It is now 42-40 Indiana lead. 4.5 minutes left for the quarter. Second quarter of play. Daly. Steve Johnson flashed high. Ball stolen away. Kelser trying to play the passing lane there. Johnson. Quentin Daly. Stansberry's on him. Comes up firing. Block. Goaltending. Yes, sir. Got it. Ball was blocked. No doubt about that. Daly was 7 now as it was Granville Waiters who got there late. That's the thing that impressed me most about Mark Eaton in the telecast that we saw Sunday night is how early he gets to the ball. Turnaround by Waiters. Hits the back rim and Jordan comes out of there with it. In the forecourt, Woolridge pulls up, shoots over Kelser, and hits. Orlando Woolridge has 6. Timeout will be taken by Indiana. The Bulls have taken a lead again. 3:50 remaining. Here in the second quarter of play, it's the Bulls by 2. Awarded 2 $1,000 scholarships to outstanding high school seniors in the Chicago area, and Red and I want to salute those seniors. Jennifer Schuster of Westmont Senior High School and Warren Packard of Highland Park High School. The local 2 winners among 50 seniors throughout the United States will be awarded college scholarships by the National Basketball Association. Stansberry lobbed it. Kelser got it. Went in strong. Boy, I thought he'd travel with that as he kind of pulled his feet up a little bit, and that drew Juwan Oldham up in the air. He thought there was traveling on it, and Oldham gets his second.
All right, here's a high pass over. Now watch. Kelser catches the ball, comes down.
No,
I don't know. I guess that other just a good ankle movement there, and Juwan picks up the foul. Kevin was off the bench hollering for it.
He kept that 1 foot down, the replay seems to indicate. I thought, looking at it from this angle, boy, it did look like traveling from
Kelcer, see where he stands way over here. Last guy I saw to stand over on the side like that was a guy named Bob Boozer, who played here for the Bulls. He would stand off to the side because when he played in college, there was a light directly behind, and to avoid the shining through there, he got a habit of standing just a little bit to the left. But Kelcer proved that the light didn't bother him, but just that the free throw lane did, I guess.
Bulls by a point. Feed low Steve Johnson. Over the middle, he goes in there strong. He was fouled before the shot, but should get to the line. The bonus is in effect. Grandville Waiters got it. And the story on the boards, the Bulls, well, not pretty much typical of these previous meetings because Indiana has usually had the better of it on the boards, but boy, the Bulls have been strong inside.
Well, why are we only leading by 1 point when you have that?
Great question.
It just doesn't figure.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
The Pacers beat Milwaukee on the boards and got annihilated, and here the Bulls are just dominating the boards by 11 and lead by 3.
Funny to read it, but, you know, that's why statistics don't tell the whole story, as we mentioned a few times. Waiters will bring it across against the trap. Bulls by 3. This ties their largest lead of the game. Over the sideline it goes, but right back to Indiana. Kelcer will toss it in. Kelcer had the play that time. He said, I think 21, he said. Must have learned that playbook in a big hurry, huh? Fleming into the paint, comes up firing. Drew the foul. Quentin Daly was backpedaling. He got it. Quentin has 3 quick ones here, so there may have to be some adjustments. And immediately, as I say that, Watley gets his jersey on.
All right, Fleming just makes a move to his left, comes back down to right. Looked like he was going to try to get it into Kellogg. Made a good move. Q was backpedaling, picked up the foul, and now his reward is Pines. And Watley will get out, and he'll get a chance to guard Fleming.
Fun, huh?
Yeah.
Fleming, against the Bulls, he's averaging, you know, he comes in at 13-3, but against the Bulls, he's averaging 21. So you think he doesn't like playing against the Bulls? You're wrong. 2:55 now remaining here in the second quarter. Coming up at halfline, Jerry Krause will be the guest of Johnny Kerr. Jordan, did he travel? Yeah, he did. No, they called a 3-second violation. I thought he might have actually traveled.
I thought he did too. His foot didn't come up, and they said Big Steve Johnson was in there just a little long.
Fleming with it. On the wing to Kelcer. Looking underneath for Waiters, who is sliding through on the near side. Kicked out of bounds. Last touch by Big Juan. Seasting comes in for Indiana.
There's the bounce. That looked like it went out for Waiters' knee. However,
Indiana has it back. 18 on the clock. Nice backdoor cut. Fleming got an easy one as he beat Watley to the hoop. Fleming with 8. And now it's the Pacers back in front again. 47-46. 2.5 left. Second quarter of play. As Greenwood is getting ready to come back in, so is Corzine. Jordan with a miss. It was tipped out to him. Goes in and lays it up. Credit Orlando Woolridge with a good job of tipping that ball out. Jordan now has 14. Here comes Fleming. To Seasting on the wing. Kellogg circling around. Oh, man. That was a nice hoop. He has 11. Traffic was pretty heavy. And he got it.
He went right over the top of everybody.
He did. Watley, they have a post up inside. Jordan going up over Fleming and scoring. They got that kind of, I like to just refer to it as an inversion. The guard's going down low and everybody else pulling out. Worked pretty well. Missed shot that time. Rebound fought for. Tied up.
Steve Johnson and Fleming get a jump ball out of it.
Big height advantage, 5 inches to the Bulls on that one. Oldham comes out, Corzine in. And Juwan did not score. Snuffed out a couple of shots, though. Had 2 personal fouls. And had a few rebounds. Fleming will jump with Steve Johnson. Bulls should be able to control this one. Steve Johnson tipped it. Bulls do have it. And it's the Bulls by a point. Minute 40 remaining here in the second quarter. Enos Watley, Seasting on him, kicks it out. Jumps out on the way by Woolridge, and he swishes it right in. He has 8. Back in the other direction, Seasting now. Bulls by 3. Waiters. Kellogg, a 3-pointer, going for the tie. Nope, Corzine. Man out in front is Woolridge. And Watley to Jordan, looking, puts it up, foul. I think he wanted to pass off, but Waiters was in the right spot. He couldn't hit Woolridge with a pass. Kellogg got it. It's number 2 on him.
Okay, here it is. He gets the ball here, gives a little left arm as he goes up with the shot. But what a surprise to see Kellogg pull up and fire the three-pointer from outside. It created a fast break situation, now put him in a little bit of a problem. He picked up his second foul, hustling on back, and Michael picks up his 17th point by the free throw line.
He had one game against this team already this year when he got 38. So Michael Jordan can deliver the mail just like Gale used to do. You remember Jack Brickhouse's old saying about Gale Sayers when he used to run for a touchdown? Galloping Gale delivers the mail. That's what Michael Jordan does for this club. Minute 6 remaining in the second quarter. Bulls by 5. They fight for the rebound after the miss. And there was a loose ball foul called on Greenwood, who had just come back in the lineup for Steve Johnson. Greenwood, number 2 on him. Penalty in effect. And Kevin Lockery
had 14 straight calls. There's a shot up high. You see Greenwood behind Kelser. Kelser gets moved out.
Yeah, looked like it, didn't it? From that replay, from that angle, looked like Kelser got pushed out of there pretty good.
You know, a guy gets a chance to play like Kelser is getting. He's got 3 points. He split a pair of free throws as a basket. He hasn't done anything outside. Some guys want to get in and cast off from the outside and impress the coach.
Yeah.
But that's not the case here. He tries to get down low. And after you lay off that long and you get a little tired, you're not playing. You're back and forth. Your legs are a little bit wobbly. Your free throw percentage is not going to be as good as we saw. Who was that? Stansbury came back in.
Yes, that was the new player. Seasting went to the bench. Kelser went dry on both.
Yeah.
He's missed 3 of 4. He's certainly a better free throw shooter than Nick.
You would expect it, though. If a guy has not been playing competition, all of a sudden now has played the last 5 minutes and then gets to the line, he's got to be winded a little bit.
Jordan did a nice job of working on Fleming down low. They got that little isolation they wanted again, and Fleming had to foul him as they tried to feed it in, and Fleming has his second, and the Bulls go to the line again, and they're getting a lot of points from the line this quarter.
Yes, they are.
They have 9 on the quarter from the line. That's what is the difference for the Bulls in leading this game. So Jordan will go for number 19. Gets it. He has 9 in this quarter. He'll match the 10-point first quarter he had if he scores here. And if he keeps this up, he will go over 40 for the 7th time if he were to score 10 every quarter. He's been there 6 times, and Indiana is going to call a timeout, a 20-second timeout to talk it over here, and they want to make sure they go down and get a good shot.
Hey, how about, Bill, you and I, a little congratulations. We have failed to mention this, I think, to Gene Sullivan and those Loyola Ramblers. What an outstanding job they've done all year. Put together that winning streak, and I thought they were sensational. For one half, they were the best team in the nation as they took the lead in the locker room against Georgetown, and what a great job. And I'm going to miss watching Frederick Hughes play. Had a great career at Loyola.
Well, you won't miss him that much because he's going to be stepping up here probably, or perhaps.
Well, I'm saying I'll miss him with Gene Sullivan and Doug Bruno. What a great job that they did. Our hats off to them.
They did an outstanding job, and boy, I was very impressed.
City Chicago kids
you
too.
Bet. You bet. Andre Moore coming back. They have a good nucleus to build from. Free throw shooting has not been very good for Indiana, has it? Stansbury on the drive, and he was fouled from the back. That time Jordan was caught leading over. That was one of those deals, you mentioned it before, Red, among his defensive tendencies. If he gets beat and he's flying back there, you pull up, he'll hit you.
Yeah, he tries to wipe the ball out. He takes a swing at the ball. Rarely does Michael just go up and try to block the shot. He reaches in a lot and waves at the ball, and when he gets it, it's spectacular. But sometimes he gets caught across the wrist, and you pay the penalty on that as Stansbury knocks in one.
Stansbury has 5. We'll see Stuart Gray making his first appearance. That's the last man on the bench.
Yeah, they don't want to get anybody in foul trouble now before they get on locker room, especially their big people. Stepanovic has 3. Kellogg has 2.
I'll tell you what, Gray played, remember they spotted him down in Indianapolis, and he played pretty well down there. If I remember correctly, he had one pretty good game against the Bulls. So they're going to take another chance on him and see what happens. Pressure on the inbounds pass. Watley brings it across. Good solid ball handler. Very hard to steal the ball from Enos Watley. He does not turn it over much. Has a very high assist-to-turnover ratio. Underneath, Woolridge going up, laid it in under heavy pressure. Woolridge has a 10-point half. 15 seconds left. The Indiana Pacers will hold for the last shot. Stuart Gray Jordan putting the clamps on him. Got the ball away. Bulls will have the last shot. 7 seconds. Whatley with 6 seconds. Greenwood with 4. Looking. Corzine with 2. With 1. And the Bulls got the last shot. They've had a good half. 29 points in the quarter while holding the Indiana Pacers to just 20. And when we return here at half, we're going to be visiting with Jerry Krause. Johnny Kerr is going to be talking with him in our halftime presentation here from the floor of the Chicago Stadium. Our score right now, it's the Chicago Bulls leading by 7 over the Indiana Pacers, 58-51. Well, that's the score, and as for the story on how it came to be as it is right here, we can get a statistical breakdown of the half. Bulls outshot the Pacers. Well, I thought the Pacers shot lower than that percentage of 48.7. Free throw shooting is not much for Indiana. Bulls, however, missed only 2. And the rebounds, well, the Bulls just massacred the Pacers on the boards, and that has to be a surprise. And you mentioned it earlier, Red. I'm a little surprised that the lead isn't more than it is based on a 14 rebound edge in the half.
Well, it's surprising to see who the leader for the Bulls is, and it's Woolridge with 7.
Yeah, indeed. Indiana now had only one player in double figures. That was Clark Kellogg, who hit for 11. Seaston came off the bench with 8. That wasn't bad. Now, as far as the Bulls were concerned, they were paced by Michael Jordan with 20, Orlando Woolridge with 10, and then it drops off from there. Whatley with the inbounds pass. Whatley, Jordan, Woolridge, Corzine, and David Greenwood for the Bulls on the attack here, beginning the third quarter of play. Michael Jordan kicks it over to Whatley. Corzine pops out. Nearly lost the ball. Off to Woolridge, 6 to shoot. Jordan, 4 to shoot. Somebody ought to put it up, and Jordan puts up a long one and hits it. Well, if it all breaks down, you've got number 23 to go get a basket for you. And Whatley knocked the ball out of bounds. That was a mighty good defensive play.
What makes Michael so tough is he can shoot from out there. He's got the range. He doesn't put it up from there an awful lot, but if you drop off and he's got to take it to beat the clock, it's a good percentage shot for him.
It really is. Bulls by 9 now. This is their largest lead of the game. Stepanovic inside in heavy traffic. He got it up and in. He has 6. It's a good play by Stepanovic. Bulls coming back. Indiana now with Stepanovic, Kellogg, Brown up front. Same starting by Stansbury and Fleming in the back line. Woolridge fires and hits from the key area, and he has a dozen. Here's Stepanovic. Oh, he wanted to run in there. Did he want to run in there and then mysteriously held up? He just didn't like the look of it. Stipo gets it back. Jordan popped out. That leaves Fleming wide open. Got crossed up there somehow.
I was just going to say, Stepanovic has not nailed one from the outside, and I thought that was going to be the way he starts the second half against us. He makes those with regularity.
Well, you're right. You're right. And he hits them, and he's a good streak shooter out there. He gets a good thing going. He'll just keep pumping them in. 12 to shoot as the ball goes over the end line. Possession goes back to Chicago. Sideline to be tossed in by Woolridge to Whatley. Feed in low for Corzine. He was hit. Stepanovic? Yes. Trying to stick a hand in there. That's 4 on him. Well, something for Coach George Irvin to be a little concerned about.
That's right. Again, Herb Williams is out of this game.
So they're thin anyway. Brown got the rebound on Whatley's miss. Fleming up the floor. Stansbury fires it over Greenwood. Hits it. Terrence Stansbury squaring up and hitting. He has 8 points. And that lead is back up to 5. Woolridge across the timeline. And Tony Brown recovers. They got a post up in there, but they have been able to get the ball close on Tony Brown, really. Corzine to the baseline for the hook. Oh, nice step over move there. He has 6.
And it's funny that the two guys that are playing against each other, Stepanovic and Corzine, are not the most delicate guys. They're the most finesse. But boy, they both have great touches. You know,
yeah.
Great touches.
They really do. They can shoot. Kellogg, 2.5 minutes old here. In the third quarter, it is the Bulls by 7 feet low. Stepanovic goes up for the shot. Got the foul in there deep. Jordan got caught in there.
Oh,
and Whatley got it.
Yeah, he sensed it right away. That's Michael Jordan's 3rd foul. They gave it to Whatley.
They gave it to Whatley.
Okay.
Common foul. Out of, there was not a common foul. Excuse me. Stepanovic gets to the line.
As soon as Corzine switched out that time, Stepanovic rolled down the hole. He had Michael Jordan on him, and sneaking in to try to help out was little Enos Whatley.
Well, that's the type of thing you like to see. If you can force that switch, if you can get that ball down, you're in great shape. And that's what Indiana did that time. They get a pair of free throws out of it. So Stepanovic, although the Pacers have not been shooting well as a team from the line, Stipo's been great. He's hit all 4 of his attempts. And it's a 5-point Bulls lead. Woolridge will shoot it. And Orlando is starting to find the range, and that's good news because he's had a couple of dry games here. He has not been up to his average since March 9th. He has not had a game where he has scored his average of 23-1. Here is Stepanovic again. He has 10. Look out.
Orlando has a game of 31 against this ball club here. He can put it in, and it's good to see him hit that 17-foot shot.
Well, he's got, with Tony Brown on him, he's got a couple of inches. He should be open to do some business. Low to Corzine, goes up for a rolling hook. It went in, and Jordan had his hand right up there, ready to knock it down in case it didn't.
Well, the strategy now is to try to go right through Stepanovic on that end to see if they can draw that 5th foul and get him out of the game. So Corzine will see the ball a lot.
Stansbury fires it over Jordan and knocks it down. Stansbury has 10.
Percentages have picked up by both teams, too, the shooting percentage.
I really have. Here's a late pass. Misplayed. Indiana with a steal. Kellogg got it to Stansbury, who fires. Now this time, Jordan kept it alive for Greenwood. Here come the Bulls. It's a 3-on-2. Woolridge to Corzine. Driving. Slammed it!
Look at the bench.
10 points. The big slam treatment from Dave Corzine. Watley driving. Foul called. Freddie Carter up off the bench. Hey, give us in the act of shooting on that one.
Yeah, what they're saying here is he says you cannot touch the ball after they blow the whistle. He heard the whistle blow, and he went up and wiped the ball out. Now watch this. Little Mo Watley ducks down the lane. Stansbury puts an arm on his back. Now the whistle blew. He threw it up, and there's the block of the shot. That's what they were moaning about.
Stansbury got it. That's his 3rd. And 2nd team foul. Woolridge will shoot it. Didn't get that one. Corzine going for the rebound. Leaned in. And Big Dave has personal foul number 2. And on the Bulls, that's his 2nd personal foul as well. Well, Dave Corzine had one of the funnier lines talking about slams. They were talking about Jordan practicing his 15-foot slam. And Corzine piped up and says, yeah, I slam those 15-footers all the time in my sleep. 7:39 remaining in the 3rd. Bulls by 7. Into the paint goes Kellogg, and he drew the foul on Big Dave. And the Hersey High School product is number 3. 3rd team foul. Common foul again, out of bounds. Clock stopped at 7:35 remaining here in the 3rd. In 3-point range, Vern Fleming. Boy, he's going to be a fine pro. Look at him reverse hands there. And drew the foul from Watley, and the Bulls are piling them up. That's number 3 on him. 4th team foul on the Bulls, and getting a little tough here.
3rd foul on Watley. Kevin looked at the bench, but decided to stay with his players.
Well, sooner or later, he'll have to make some changes here. Indiana's drawing the foul. Stepanovic, great head fake, got it up. And Woolridge, I'll tell you, the Bulls were fortunate that was not called a basket.
It's going to be 2 free throws, but you're right. He had Orlando up with a great move. He gives him a head fake, as you'll see here. Goes up in the air. He ducks underneath, draws a foul with the left hand. Beautifully hits it off the glass, and then you see with his hands over his head. He says, I didn't mean to do that. I got cut out of position. And
Stepanovic has 11 now. That could have well been ruled a continuation basket right there. This could be a 3-point play. That could have been. Bulls lead is now cut to 5. Largest lead of this game has been 7. Stepanovic has a dozen. Ball stolen away. Misplayed again. The Bulls just can't get the ball inbounds. As Indiana slapped the pressure defense on him. Kellogg driving in. Cuts it to 3. And the Bulls are turning the ball over. They can't seem to get it in. Now they get it to the money man, Jordan. Greenwood sets the screen for him, and Jordan brings it into the forward court. Well, enough of that. Watley in 3-point range. Woolridge, they have Woolridge on that side. Now they're going to go over on the other side. Jordan pops out of the stack. To the baseline he goes. Oh, man, you talked about quick. He had that defender back on his heels. 24 points for Jordan. Stansbury flipping through the air. Offensive foul? Yeah, called on Stansbury. Stansbury as he was flying through the air, but not with the greatest of ease. Timeout call, 4 foul on Stansbury, 6:42 remaining for the quarter. It's the Bulls 72, the Pacers 67. I think the Bulls, in a sense, have almost been like the Boston Celtics or the Los Angeles Lakers. The presence of Jordan, we found a lot of psyched-up opponents this year when the Bulls have gone into their building.
It has worked against the Bulls.
Yes, I think it has, too. We haven't talked much about that, but I really think it has worked against them. Corzine, going inside, drew the foul on Granville Waiters trying to defend. And Waiters, who's taken the place of Steve Stepanovich, Waiters with a second. Well, passing of the guard.
There's the ex-managing partner of the Bulls, Jonathan Kobler, on the right, and Jerry Krause, the vice president now of operations, player operations, on the left there.
11 points for Dave Corzine. Played well here tonight. He's gotten a couple of nice, good offensive moves inside. I can't remember. Has he taken an outside shot tonight, or has he done everything from the baseline? I think. Yeah, I think he's gotten everything downstairs. And usually he'll get 1 or 2 of those keyhole type jump shots. We had mentioned that in the opening of the show. But he's gotten it downstairs. Kellogg, it was blocked at rim level, but Waiters, he missed it. He missed again. The Bulls get a break. Better check and see if there's an invisible lid on the top of that rim. By golly, Bulls have not helped themselves in the turnover category, have they here? 5 above Indiana's total. Woolridge knocks it in on the turnaround to get 16. And now the Bulls have kicked it out to a 9-point lead. Kellogg trying to get a pair back. He called for traveling. The ball goes over. And the Pacers had better be careful here. If the Bulls start to get a good run, it could be Katie bar the gate.
You see what happened, though. The Bulls turning it over. Indiana scratching off of that, 15 points.
That's helped them a lot. Bulls have made up and more with the rebounding for Lawrence Corzine with a push-off there. Yeah,
very obvious. Right in front, leaning over the shoulder, Granville Waiters, and he caught an extra forearm from David. David picked up the foul. That's his fourth.
5:37 and counting here in the third quarter of play. Watley's covering Fleming. Kellogg, Brown, and Waiters up front. This is a patched-together front line that Indiana is using tonight. Kellogg going all the way, and I'll tell you what, patch it together however you want. That was a major league slam by Kellogg. Boy, I tell you, a lot of people don't, some people anyway, don't like him. I don't know why. Against the Bulls, he's sensational. 15 points for Kellogg.
I like him very much.
I do too. Here's Kellogg, or Michael Jordan in the paint. Missed it, got it back, fading away. He nearly got that down. It was batted out by Corzine. Bulls have it. Woolridge will try. He missed it. And Kellogg finally got the rebound. Baseball ahead for Tony Brown. Can he get there? Passes off for Thomas. And Brown took a kind of a tough ball as Thomas converted the hoop. He has 4.
Now don't let it get out of control here, because Indiana likes to get you in that game, that scramble game. And boy, they come out on top against the Bulls in that situation.
They sure do. The Bulls want to try power basketball here. Just get it downstairs and keep pounding away. Woolridge going in strong, and Brown stripped him of the ball with good help from Jim Thomas. And Jordan stole it. It's a 3-on-2. Jordan to Woolridge. Come on!
Michael Jordan on the steal. He also had Granville Waiters. He froze him, gave the ball over to Orlando, and he just got his 18th. Easy way.
A left-handed jammer. Bulls by 7. Whoa, now wait a minute now. These two guys, Tony Brown and Woolridge, were squared off. Everybody's on the floor. Kevin Lockery comes out and grabs Tony Brown and says, whoop, whoop, let's take it easy here, fellas. Tony, you're okay. David Greenwood wanted a piece of somebody. Greenwood.
A piece of Brown.
Yeah. And Woolridge went in there. Now, they occurred away from the ball. The ball was being brought up, and then suddenly Jess Kersey flew in there. He saw something out of the corner of his eye and got in there in a hurry. And he had his dukes up, too. I don't know if I wouldn't want to stood between those guys.
Now, this is the most fire we've seen out of David Greenwood now. He's a very quiet player. He leads by just rebounding and playing the way he normally does. But right now, he's got fire in his eyes, and we're going to take a look at the last basket that preceded all this. And that was the play where Michael Jordan stole the ball. Granville Waiters waiting on one end, and he's going to go up with Orlando, but he puts it in the left hand and flips it on down through.
They've called an unsportsmanlike foul on Tony Brown. Personal foul, not counted as a team foul. Tony Brown got it. And so it was away from the ball. We'll see.
Well, I guess we don't have anything on what happened there. It happened down low.
And pushing foul. It was away from the ball, and we were focused on the ball, which was at center court.
And it looked like a forearm hit David in the chest, and they're going to, who are they bringing back down here now? They're going to give it to Greenwood to shoot.
Yeah.
2 shots. There's George Gervin now. He's fashioning some new glasses. I haven't seen him with that, but sometimes your team goes bad, you think your eyes are going bad on you, too.
Yeah, you're right. I'll tell you what, when the bench is clear, Indiana has the advantage because, you know, they've got an assistant coach by the name of Mel Daniels who steps out there. And he was right out there in the fray. And Big Mel was quite a player in his days in the ABA. I'm sure you remember him very well, Red.
Oh, yes. I also played with Mel in the Old Timers game recently.
Yeah.
But I certainly remember him very, very well.
Well, he's a fine player, fine gentleman, too. Greenwood missed the shot. Got one of them down, and here comes Indiana again. Now we'll keep a little eye out here. And a timeout's going to be called by Indiana as they get it across the timeline. 4:05 remaining here in the third quarter of play. It's the Bulls by 8 at 79-71. Well, that's the Indiana Pacers huddle as they're gathered around head coach George Urban. And they've lost 12 out of their last 13. They were, you know, it's an interesting thing to compare. Where were they a year ago with where they are right now? The Pacers are actually 2 games lower in terms of win-loss than they were a year ago. A year ago at this time, they were 22-79. This year, they're 20-51. That's not correct. 22-59, I think it was. But that add up. Figures they had 22 wins at this time last year for the number of losses. They have 20 wins this year. I guess that's the way to put it.
It's easy for you to say.
I guess it was. I tell you what, I read that. I should have just dropped that thing.
Let's get back to the game.
You're right. I should have dropped that. There was no way I was going to win on that. But Thomas just showed us how to win, didn't he? He just put a little leaning shot inside. He has 6.
What a job that was.
Did a very nice job. Bulls with the inbounds pass. Under pressure, Jordan Fleming is on him. Greenwood was waiting at the half-court line to set the screen. It's a 6-point Pacer lead, or Bulls lead, at 79-73. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Matthews to Jordan. Shoots it over Fleming. Hit the back rim. Pacers can cut it to 4. Thomas will bring it up. Thomas and Fleming in the backcourt. Brown, Kellogg, Granville Waiters up front. That's Waiters with it. Kellogg, Greenwood is on him. Good head fake, forced the contact. Who is it on? Greenwood.
Greenwood, yeah. I tell you, he is so quick. Kellogg is so quick. He turns around, faces you, gives you all that herky-jerky move, puts the ball down, boom, boom, boom. Very quick, he goes up at you. Now, this is all quick. This is all double time. We're showing it to you as slowed down, but everything, he's got everybody moving, leans in and draws the foul on Greenwood. That's his third. And
there you saw that time Greenwood actually, the way Kellogg leaned into him, he had his hand pinned against his body. He tried to keep it out, tried to bring it out. Bang, there was the foul. So Kellogg can really put you in a difficult situation. He has 16. And from the line now.
Yes, the free throws are now falling for the Pacers.
Yeah, 5 of 6 for Kellogg on the night. Missed on that second one. Greenwood got the rebound. And it's a 5-point Chicago lead. We're approaching 3 minutes left. This margin is not substantial enough that the Bulls can sit on it. They have a lot of work to do yet, and they should be freshly aware of this Indiana team and what problems they can cause. And here's a steal. Fleming stolen back. Woolridge over the middle, leading in. He got around Waiters. And Woolridge has reached the 20-point mark. Been a long time since he's been up near his average. Oh, you can see he has a real determined jaw tonight, Woolridge does. The expression on his face tells you a lot. Here's Thomas, missed on it. The follow by Kellogg. He got that tip up over Jawan Oldham. Tremendous effort. 18 points for Kellogg. Oldham came in to replace Dave Corzine. Bulls up front now have Greenwood, Woolridge, and Oldham. Feed low for Jordan cutting into the lane. That was a well-designed little setup there to spread the floor enough so that Jordan could get in there and operate.
Now they're going to look for Michael down low. That's Wes Matthews with the ball. And Vern Fleming is trying to keep the ball away from Michael Jordan, and he gives him a knee as he came out to meet the pass.
Fleming has his third. That's the team's fourth for the Pacers. Greenwood fires. Missed it badly. The rebound, Waiters. He kicks it out. Fleming. Indiana can close it to 3 with a basket. Kellogg stolen away. Wes Matthews looking up the floor. Here he comes up the middle. No, but Jordan's there for the rebound and slammed it down. He has 26. It's a 6-point lead. Thomas. And a 22nd timeout taken by Indiana as they bring it across the timeline quickly. Pacers used their second 20.
Now Matthews came away with a steal. He also came away with no basket. He makes the giant move. It looks like Dr. J going to go up and slam it. However, hits it off the back of the glass, but no fair. There's Captain Marvel to smash it on down through. Watch him take it off the dribble with the one hand. Now he is just going to go up here like he's going to dunk it and lays it high off the glass. Only it doesn't go off the glass. It hits the back of the rim, and there's Michael. Boom, boom.
Right there to jam it down. He got there before Waiters could. An explosive play that Jordan can give you. The Bulls now with a 7-point lead. And so we're under 2 minutes left here in the third. Wes Matthews, little Wes. You know, Kevin Lockery loves to have him coming off the bench. He gives you that little extra spark. Now he got rubbed off that time. Fleming had the open shot, but then drove in too close. Here's Jordan with a steal and a late whistle on it.
Yep.
And Juwan Oldham threw the ball against the backboard. Is that going to be?
He's going to get it, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
I think he's going to give him a tee.
Got to give him a tee on that. No doubt about it. You can't let that go.
That was really fun. Michael Jordan went in the back door to steal the ball on Waiters. He came away. It was a delayed whistle. Juwan Oldham was out in front. He picked the ball up after the whistle. Over half court, fired it off the glass, and didn't think anybody see it. It came back like a yo-yo. Boom, right back off the wall. And maybe that's what Jess Kersey thought it was a yo-yo to throw the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a technical foul. Jim Thomas steps up and knocks it right.
So that's the tech. Well, always helps to read that rule book before the season begins.
Boy, he wanted to go down, beat the ball down the other end and catch it and bring it back and give it to the official.
Yeah.
He didn't want it to hit that thing.
Yeah, well, that's the frustration of it.
Well, here's a 3-point possible play.
Indeed. 3 points now for Waiters. He'll have another one, and Jerry Siesting comes into the Indiana lineup. Replaces Tony Brown. So now, boy, this is a small lineup. Who moves up front? I guess Fleming moves to a forward spot. Or maybe Thomas. Thomas is a good answer.
This is not really a coaching move now. This is a necessity move, trying to control your players for that final quarter, I think. And there's your 3-point play to Hardway, the technical and 2 shots by Waiters.
And that closes it back down to 4 again at 1:47 remaining. Here in the third quarter, Wes Matthews brings the pressure. Gets it to Greenwood. Feed low to Juwan Oldham. Is he going to go to the hoop? The jump hook. Hit the back of the rim. Kellogg kicks it out. Here comes Siesting. Indiana can close it to 2 with a basket. Trailer is Kellogg on the drive. Wiped out by Juwan Oldham over the sideline, out of bounds, Indiana. And George Irvin. Did he want goaltending on that? Oh, I'll tell you. Tell you what.
There's a good quick move on a crossover dribble. He beats Greenwood, but Juwan Oldham says, not on my street, please. Yeah. The coach is watching.
Not on my street or even any nearby street. Minute 20 left, 7 to shoot. Thomas, 4 to shoot. Waiters, 2 to shoot. They won't get it off. They won't get it off. Wipe it off. They didn't get it off. You could see when Waiters had it with 2 seconds and then didn't immediately square up and shoot, you could see they weren't going to get it off in time. Have to be aware of that clock.
Well, that block is a big play then by Juwan Oldham.
Yeah, Steve Johnson getting ready to come in. Here's Oldham. He's going to drive. Went straight down the middle with it. Drew the foul on Waiters.
Didn't have the left hand in that move. He had to come back with the right. He had a chance to make it. Bradford Waiters gave him all the room in the world. Now Juwan comes over, and he's got to still take that right-handed shot up there. And now he's got to settle from the foul line. So that block down on the other end keeps Kellogg from getting the layup or the slam dunk, and it causes a turnover. And now down on the other end, Juwan Oldham gets his first point of the game.
All right. One for the night for the former Seattle University player. 2 points for Juwan. Played at Montana and the CBA, worked his way up to the NBA. He's been working hard. And he's played played well for the Bulls in the last 17 or 18 games. He's been a defensive force out there, even against the biggest men in the league. Fleming. Here's Thomas inside, and Juwan blasted him, and he did the right thing. There was nothing else he could do. He got caught up in the air trying to defend the basket.
Thomas really beat Michael Jordan on this play.
Yeah.
And Juwan came over to help out. Thomas got the ball down low and gave it a good fake. He didn't just continue up. If he did, Michael might have snuffed the ball out, but he gave a good fake. Michael Jordan went over his shoulder, and then when he went up to really try to lay it in, Juwan Oldham was coming over to help and picked up the foul for his trouble. And Thomas, a brilliant free throw shooter. Indiana players seem to be that way, don't they?
Oh, don't they? You know, I'm trying to think of a bad free throw shooter that went to Indiana. I know John Laskowski wasn't one of them. 9 points for Jim Thomas. Bulls with the inbounds pass. Quentin Daly tosses it in to Jordan. He'll bring it across. Daly, Jordan, and Matthews on the floor at once right now. That means Jordan's in a forward spot. Oldham rolled it across the top of the rail. Stolen. Jordan got it. Put it in on the slam. And down went Clark Kellogg. Good steal there. Oldham knocked it away, I think. So Jordan got the hoop. 28 points. A drive by Thomas. Missed it. Had to adjust his shot as Oldham was right there to challenge him. Bulls are up by 6. Well, they need a good run here to try to blow somebody out. 12 points remaining in the third. Jordan spinning, driving, wiped off by Waiters. Indiana has the last possession. 6 seconds. Seasting with 4 seconds. And Seasting knocks it down. The clock stopped with 3 seconds left. Maybe it isn't the last possession. Here is Juwan Oldham at the buzzer. He got it! He put it in! He put it in on a great feed. Juwan Oldham has 4 as he let it go from the right side of the floor. Man, the Bulls got that ball up in a hurry. The Bulls by 6, 89-83. Fourth quarter action coming up here on Sports Visit.
83, Michael Jordan on a bit of action. He goes up, hangs like this, picks it out of the corner to Juwan Oldham, flips it up, off. And a steal. Watch, Steve Johnson gets a block here on a play from Kellogg, and Michael just goes out and wipes it on down for his 28th point. And the last shot, Steve Johnson throws a curveball down the court, and waiting for the ball is Juwan Oldham. He catches it 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. A shot out of his hand. Beautiful rotation. A great jump shooter by that great guard, Juwan Oldham, as he nails one to beat the clock and give the Bulls their lead.
Well, Will Chamberlain played guard, didn't he, with the Globetrotters? Juwan figures, I'll tell you what, I'll try that.
Yeah, it was a good move. He didn't try to take it all the way in. The clock would have gone on.
There wasn't time for that. Inbounds pass. Thomas and Seasting in the backcourt. Stepanovic, Durant, and Waiters up front. Down low, Thomas, though, he had a whistle. Illegal defense. Warning on the Bulls. Juwan Oldham was called for not clearing the lane, the inner lane, which what you have to do. Pacers shot very well from the field, didn't they? And from the foul line,
Boy,
too.
They did everything real well in that quarter.
Yeah.
They only won it by a point, 32-31.
Yeah, that is really something. Seasting with a long jumper swishes it. Man, Seasting knocked it down. Seasting with a good job. He has a dozen. So Indiana won that quarter, 32-31. Bulls by 4 right now. And Woolridge, nice move, came underneath, and it went in for him. It went in for him. Nice job. Orlando now has 22.
He beat Devin Durant on the play, and then Waiters made him change the shot. He went to the reverse and got it.
Stepanovic in the baseline. Quick hands by Steve Johnson. It was tipped out of bounds. And Indiana will have it right back. There's a look at how big Steve Stepanovic is, in case you wondered. He's a 7-footer. Played at De Smet High School in St. Louis for a guy by the name of Rich Grauer, who now is head coach of St. Louis University there. Thomas to the baseline. Woolridge got screened off. Stepanovic got loose. Woolridge just couldn't stay with Thomas. They got a mix-up there somehow, and Steve Johnson came over to cover, and then boom, Stepanovic did the right thing, going right to the hoop. Got the ball. 91-87, 4-point lead, Bulls. Daly, he'll take it. Well, Quentin Daly has 9 now to help the Bulls' cause coming off the bench. He didn't have that good of a shooting game. He was kind of frustrated at Utah. He scored some points all right, but I think he took 23 shots for the night in order to get his production. Stepanovic on the baseline, kicks it out. Durant's wide open and swishes it. Devin Kevin Durant is a good stand-up jump shooter. You give him time, he'll get the job done for you. Matthews pressured as he brings it across. Daly, Thomas is on him, comes up firing. Nope, not this time. Stepanovic gets the rebound. 4-point lead for the Bulls. Seasting driving, heavy traffic, contact made with Steve Johnson, and Steve will get the foul. That is number 3 on him.
Now the Bulls trying to buy some time. Michael Jordan getting that rest in the last quarter. There's 10 minutes to play. And Steve Johnson gives a little hip here to Seasting, who finds an opening all the way down. He was going to kick it off, but saw nobody there, and then Steve gave him a little bit of a hip. And speaking about deadly free throw shooters, this is the guy you want to keep off, as I mentioned in the scouting report, an 88% shooter.
13 points now for Seasting, 14. You realize now that against the Bulls, he has yet to miss a free throw all year. He has hit 13 straight against the Bulls without a miss. You cannot do better than that. 2 minutes old, fourth quarter, Bulls by 2. And they're going to have to hurry to get it across. Matthews just did beat the count. The clock had cycled down to 14 just as he got it across. Matthews, low to Steve Johnson. Ball hit his foot.
Steve Johnson on the foul.
Yeah.
Boy, he threw it down. You're right. It hit his foot, and coming down, it looks like he came right over the top of Jim Thomas.
Second team foul on the Bulls. Pacers have yet to commit one. It's a 2-point game, and things are not looking very rosy in terms of the Bulls opening up a big lead. Durant slipped and fell. Bulls got the ball. Wes Matthews, Steve Johnson driving, and Seasting had no choice. Took the foul on him. Will this be a breakaway ruling here?
It should be, but they're saying no, and that's what it was put up for this reason. Now, here's the breakaway. Steve's going to go in, and it's a grab foul, and that's why it was put in.
Yeah.
On a situation like that, it's a wide open, and it's a little man grabbing right around the top of the, not the top of the key, but about the painted area there when you first come into it.
Well, the only thing I can think of, and I don't know how they describe a breakaway, but Orlando Woolridge was also there on the break, so it wasn't a clear one-man breakaway. As such, it was a transition situation. I don't know if that figures into the ruling or not. I didn't read anywhere that it does figure into the ruling.
If a man is going for the basket, it doesn't make any difference if all of his teammates are in front of him. I would think if he's all alone and you grab him.
Stepanovic, boy, Steve Johnson on him tight. Here's Thomas. Bulls by 3. Thomas penetrates. Nearly had a chance for a 3-point play there. He got inside the big man, and Quentin Daly drawing the foul, and it's number 4 on him.
Well, the Bulls, they can't wait any longer. Quentin was over to his right. Thomas went left and ducked underneath the arms of Quentin Daly, and he'll be at the free. Can't wait any longer. Michael Jordan is off the bench. They would like to rest him a little bit longer, but I'm sure he's in here for the remainder.
Bulls have committed 3 team fouls. The Pacers only 1. And Thomas is keeping his team in from the free throw line. He's at 4 straight. He'll try again. And the 23-point game at Milwaukee. And, you know, it shows you how effective he was from the guard position. He led Indiana in rebounding, Ben Thomas, his senior year in college. So he's quite an athlete. 3 minutes old. Woolridge on the drive. Comes up firing. And foul called.
You know, that's such a deceiving thing, that college rebounding, Bill. They're playing zones. They're putting people all over the place. It's so hard to realize what a guy can do. And there's Orlando Woolridge beating Durant to the hoop and gets the foul.
That's really a good point.
You look at the statistics of Ewing, and it'd be hard to draft them. At least that's what Will Chamberlain said. You see, he averages maybe 8 points a game, 9 points a game if they hold the ball away from him and block him out. It's really deceiving, statistics.
Yeah, that's the thing about college basketball. You don't have to play. There's nothing to force you to play the game.
Well, next year they may come with that clock in the tournament. If they do, it'll please me.
Change the look of the big boy. Dangerous cross-court pass. Yeah, would please me too. 3-pointer by Seasting. It's there. Jerry Seasting felt he had the range, popped it. He has 17. And he's performed well against the Bulls here tonight. And we are tied up at 96 as Jordan lets one go. Bounces around. He broke the tie. And right on him was Granville Waiters. In fact, I don't know if Waiters didn't get a hand on that. Here's Stepanovic. 2-point lead to Bulls. 8.5 minutes left. The Seasting fires again. Another Long bomb. Didn't connect. The Pacers get it back, or do they? Daly battling for it. Jump ball. Stepanovic will have an 8-inch height advantage on this.
Quick as you can say tie score. Michael unties it with a little jumper, and here they go into the jump ball lane, and oh, there's a whole lot of fours out there. Stepanovic, Stansbury with 4 apiece, Corzine, Johnson, and Daly with 4, and Daly will step in to jump against Stepanovic.
Have a heck of a golf game with all those guys. 4. Stipo with a big height advantage here. Up in the air. It was toward Daly's son. Bulls came out of there with it. Johnson, he'll slam it. Oh, he wanted that. He had Woolridge. He said, wait a minute, big guy, I want this one.
That's Steve's first basket. He's got 5 free throws.
7 points for Steve Johnson. And the Bulls have hit the century mark, leading by 4. We're down to 8 minutes left. Seasting. Durant coming around a screen from Waiters. Thomas on the baseline. Strip. Foul. Was it Michael Jordan from the side or Quentin Daly? They gave it to Daly. How about that? That's his 5th. And now we may have to see a substitution here. Hugh with 7:54 left is in trouble.
Here's the pass. A great fake by Thomas. He moves in well, and it happened so quickly I didn't even see it, Bill, but they're going to signal 44 did it.
That replay seemed to expose it a little bit. You can see Daly kind of reaching in. Thomas has 12. 13. He has hit 7 straight without a miss.
They have all hit except Kellogg is the last one to miss, I guess.
They only have 2 field goals for the quarter. Everything else has been from the line. Ball stripped away. Pacers have it back. Down with Durant, but Seasting held his ground, and Indiana can tie with a hoop. Devin Durant nearly knocked down. Waiters. Fans wanted traveling. Seasting will go for it. Tied up at the century mark. Jerry Seasting has 19 points coming off of the bench for Indiana. He was the 9th man to play. 4th man off of the bench, and boy, he's just lit it up. Quentin Daly driving. Shot blocked from the back by Stepanovic, and the Pacers have it back. Steve Stepanovic just stepped in there, tipped that ball, and now the Pacers make some changes. Tony Brown and Kellogg in. Waiters and Durant out. So they're platooning their forwards. And what's the story here? Jess Kersey wanted to go over and check something on the official play-by-play here. The coaches are both gathered around too. It'll go out of bounds to Indiana. 7:17 left with the clock stopped. They may have been wanting to check the official time remaining. You saw a rebounding statistic on Indiana that was kind of interesting, Red. We want to be sure to mention that here. What a great job they've done on the defensive boards this year. Stepanovic, the rolling one-hander. He got it up over Oldham. Boy, was that a beautiful move. Stipo has 16.
Also the lead.
And the lead by a pair. We're under 7 minutes left.
This team has only won 20 games, but it's not because they do not try or hustle. No. Boy, they just...
Jordan will try to tie it up. No, Steve Johnson going for the rebound. Loose ball foul. Steve Johnson gets it. It's number 5 on him. He's in trouble. The bonus light goes on at 6:43. Timeout on the floor. 6:43 remaining. And it's the Pacers now with a 2-point lead, 102-100. Statistic about the Indiana Pacers, Red, that you had circled in the notes, and I thought was very interesting, is the fact that in terms of defensive rebound percentage, the Pacers lead the league. I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but it's extremely high, which indicates that, among other things, that they have done a very good job of making sure that other teams don't get second shots on them, and they've done it all year long. So they deserve a lot of credit. The exact numbers are rather revealing on that, in that the Pacers have proven to be a very good defensive rebounding team, and that's where it starts. Let's face it, success starts with the ability to get the ball off of your own board. And if you can do that, you're in pretty good shape.
Well, they have done it really without their main guy in there too, and Herb Williams.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and a missed free throw by Kellogg.
And that's been a rarity with this club. They step up at that line and knock one in after the other on you.
They're getting a lot of attempts too. Bulls have not had nearly the number. Kellogg got that second one down. Now the lead is up to 3, 103-100. And the Bulls have some work to do. That's Kellogg's first point of the fourth quarter. Matt Matthews brings it up. Matthews and Jordan in the backcourt. Dave Corzine in the middle now for the Bulls, along with Woolridge and David Greenwood. Jordan a running one-hander off of the boards, blocking foul. And so Jordan will get to the line, and the guy who stood in there, Jim Thomas, really stood his ground.
I think it might have been Tony Brown that stepped in there. Let's see, at the end of the line, he did. He ducked out from behind Orlando Woolridge and caught Michael Jordan. They give him the foul. That's a third foul on the Pacers at 6:28. Michael with a chance to tie it up.
They can pull it within a point here. Jordan has 31. From the foul line, he has been 6 for 6 tonight. There, 32. 32 points for MJ. And it's the Pacers by a point. 6:20 remaining. Seasting. We're in the fourth quarter. Stepanovic. Corzine is on him. Stepanovic backs up a little bit. Thomas. Nice move inside. Oh, and he puts it up a la Michael Jordan. Drew that ball back, put it up and in, and he has 15.
Balance scoring against Stansbury with 10. Stippo 16. All the way down to your scorecard, you read guys with at least 10.
They have 6 players averaging double figures a year for them. They're balanced every night like this. They don't centralize their attack. They've got everybody involved. Matthews missed it. Greenwood tapped it. The Bulls have it back. And Woolridge fires right away. No, and the rebound comes out to Indiana, and the Bulls are having trouble with Indiana again. They trail by 3. We're approaching 5.5 back as Seasting puts it behind the back to Stepanovic. Missed the shot. He hesitated on that, just wasn't sure, and he kind of locked up on the shot. Jordan back the other way, could cut it to a point. Out to Greenwood. There's the post up. Jordan low, goes in there, double clutched on it, drew the foul. Was it Stepanovic?
If it is, that's his 5th.
They gave it to him. And so Stiefo is in trouble. Then with Herb Williams already gone, that spells trouble with a capital T. Granville Waiters comes in, and Stepanovic has to go to the bench.
Waiters has done a great job for him. He's got 1 basket, 2 free throws, but he has caused some problems underneath, blocked some shots, got some rebounds out. Michael Jordan now gets 2 free throws, a chance to close it up here a little.
It's again. So he now has, 9 straight. From the line without a miss. Leads the team in free throw shooting. Didn't knock that one down, however. It's a 2-point game. Pacers. And they have the ball. 5:10 left. Fourth quarter. Thomas. Seasting popping out. Fires the shot over Woolridge and puts it in. Jerry Seasting. Unreal. 21 points for the super shooter from Martinsville High School and Purdue University. Went to the same high school as Johnny Wooden. Martinsville, south of Indianapolis, about 25
Look at his zone he's playing. He's doing it very well.
Corzine inside, tried to roll in there for the hook. He got fouled. Waiters has it, and now he has 4. And the Pacers are picking him up in a hurry. That puts the bonus in effect.
Watch Seasting play that defense, Bill, and once his man's got the ball, does not have the ball. See him right in there? He's right in there with Waiters underneath. He guards... He's guarding Wes Matthews. He stays with him till he gives the ball up. Then he drops right back into his zone and doesn't let his man get too far away. But he is right down there to help his teammates out.
Is it just me, or does it seem to me as if Wes Matthews has been pretty cold here about these last 4 games? And boy, the team's really sense it. They really pedal back. He was shooting about 55%, early in the year, and since then it's dropped off about 40 percentage points. Here's Thomas. 2-point game. Bulls still right there. 4.5 minutes left. Seasting nearly dragged that pivot foot. Fakes out Matthews and fires. Nope. And Jordan got the rebound over Tony Brown. 2 leapers going up there. Bulls can tie with a basket. Greenwood set the screen for him. Jordan to the baseline. Comes up firing. Rolled it over. Tipped. Corzine. No. Got it again. Went up again. Out of bounds. Bulls have it back. Corzine and Woolridge were battling there at rim level. You can hear Woolridge.
And George Irvin sitting down now, and Kevin Lockery with a sarcastic smile on his face. He didn't agree with that.
Here's Jordan. Low feed for Corzine. He was held. Waiters. He has his 5th. Boy. And now George Irvin has 2 centers in serious foul trouble. And You go down the line of who they have left, we may see Stuart Gregg, and we may have to see him come back in for Indiana. Corzine with 14 on the night. Double-figure scores for the Bulls, including Orlando Woolridge with 24 over his average for the first time since March 9th. Indiana will call time here. Jordan has 33 on the night to pace the Bulls. 4:07 remaining in our game, and the Pacers lead it by 2.
That Corzine would play, should be able to play quite a role in this game. When we first started at the top of the show, Bill, and he has. He's 14 points. He missed that last free throw.
So he'll have one more. Yeah, right. He has been a factor tonight. Very strong factor. Got that one down. He has 15 now. Well, I'll tell you, if the Bulls can get some consistency up front, I think this is the main thing. If they can just get a little more consistency at that power forward and center spot, they'll be all right. Thomas lets it go. Puts it in. Jim Thomas has 17. And the Pacers lead it by 3 again. The Bulls had pulled within 1. Now it's 109-106. 3:42 left. Bulls ought to really batten down the hatches defensively here. Back door for Woolridge. Put it up. He was fouled by Tony Brown, who smelled it out all right. Got back there, but the ball was lobbed way up there where Woolridge could get it. Brown has his 3rd.
Brown was really in a jackpot there. You talk about the proverbial rock in a hard place. He gets involved with Michael Jordan down low, and if he turns his head, he's got Michael Jordan. He looked over his back, and there was O up there with the slam dunk looking him in the face. He figured he better give him a foul.
Woolridge now has 25. Been a long time, as we mentioned earlier, since he has been up on this numbers there. Oh, to miss that second one, it's a 2-point game. So the Pacers bring it across. They lead it. Foul called at the half-court line. Greenwood took it. And boy, it fouled the wrong man here. 13 for 13 on the Bulls. David Greenwood is 4th. Bonus in effect, and Mr. 13 for 13, Seasting, goes to the line. Oldham, who had come in briefly, came right out. Corzine replaced him. Now that's a platoon substitution, is it not?
Yeah, they need some scoring from David now to make sure they need a good free throw shooter in there. And that foul by Greenwood was a tough one right at half court. He tried to stretch out, and Seasting, smart player that he is, was able to dive in there and grab the foul.
15 straight without a miss this year against Seasting, or for Seasting against the Bulls. It's a 4-point Pacer lead. What is it about Indiana that breeds good free throw shooters? Remember that young man from Butler we saw who had missed only 2 free throws all year? Woolridge inside, rolls it up and in. He has 27. And it's a 2-point game. Here come the Pacers back the other way. Thomas, boy, he wanted to take it there, but Jordan had gotten back. The Bulls got back in time. Tony Brown has Woolridge on him. Kellogg, Greenwood is going to have to stay with him. Kellogg leaned in, got the shot off. Woolridge tried for the block, and Kellogg put it down anyway. He has 21.
He turns around and faces you, and you were in trouble. You better keep him from getting that ball before he can turn around and face you.
Matthews brings it across. Jerry Seasting is on him. Looking low for Woolridge. Out front to Jordan. Into the paint. Driving all the way. Contact. Basket. It counts. Michael Jordan puts it in. A big hoop for the Bulls. And Clark Kellogg got it.
Clark Kellogg picks up the foul. His 3rd. Michael drives it a hoop. Clark Kellogg gives him a bump on the side. It catches the iron. Friendly fall in here. And boy, the Bulls needed that one. Now a free throw here can close it down a little closer. 2:37. They really needed this 3-point play.
They have it. 36 points for Michael Jordan. And the Bulls, at 2.5 minutes left, have cut it to a point at 113-112. There's the pressure defense to Thomas on the baseline. Jawan Oldham came back in during the dead ball, we should point out. Foul called. Orlando Woolridge trying to knock the ball away. His 3rd.
Comes Corzine back in again, and it's now the offense, defense.
Yep, center platooning situation. Yeah, every time a dead ball comes in, depending upon which way you're going, that depends upon which center is going to come in. Thomas, from the foul line, has not missed now in, what, 8 attempts? Yeah, sure enough. Flash it right on the screen for you. Missed it. He missed that second one. The Bulls come out of there with it. And now a basket ties it. The Bulls have just hung in there and hung in there. Pacers have led almost the entire quarter after getting that lead. Woolridge will try to tie it up. He has 29 points. Here come the Pacers. Now we're tied at 114. Siesting brings it across. Tony Brown. Boy, oh boy, timeout. Timeout will be taken by George Irvin. We're at 2:01 remaining in the game. We have a tie score at 114. And now, put your thinking caps on here. Johnny Kerr, I'll get mine on. And talk a little strategy here as the Bulls have just done a darn good job of hanging in during this tough 6 or 7 minutes here that Indiana has played so beautifully.
Well, it couldn't have been a better time for Orlando Woolridge to pull his game together here. He's got 19 points in the second half. He had 10 in the first half. And let's take a look at as he gets the ball down low from Wes Matthews, puts it down one time against Clark Kellogg, up over the top. Stepanovic jumps to no avail as it hits nothing but cord and falls through to tie it at 114, 2:01 to play. And they have got their money's worth tonight from Woolridge and Michael Jordan. However, it's the supporting actors tonight have not been the ones that have come to the fore. Greenwood has got 5, and Steve Johnson with 7 points. They could help him out a little bit. Now you've got to worry about that quick outside. You get down to a 2-minute game, and normally the guards are what hurt this Pacer ball club. But now, with 2 minutes of play, they're great free throw shooters, and Thomas can hit the outside shot. Fleming has been sitting on the bench. He's had some great games against the Bulls in the past. Bill Siesting has come in and got 23 points in a game. And why do you want to bring anybody else in when he does a job like that?
No, you really can't. You have to go with him. Done a good job. That's the scoreboard. Now you can look at it, and 2:01 is what it reads there in the center. We're tied.
I don't think anybody will go gunning for 3 points. I mean, they're just going to play a 2-minute game now, and both teams are in foul trouble. Your timeouts now. You see Chicago 3 plus the 22 only, and there's your foul situation. A lot of people with fouls.
Boy, the 5s and 4s are numerous tonight. Kellogg. We haven't had anybody drop out yet, but that could change in the next few seconds. Siesting fed low to Stepanovic. Siesting will fire. It was blocked. Woolridge blocked it. Bulls have the ball back. Woolridge on a breakout. Long feed for him. Yeah, puts it up for the hoop. On the feed from Michael Jordan. Woolridge has 31. It's the 11th time this year that he's reached 30 points.
I don't know if anybody saw Woolridge down there all alone, but Michael Jordan with the eyes behind his head, would seem.
Indeed, and he got it out there. All the strength he had to put that ball up there. Jordan snuffed it out. Jordan and Greenwood foul called as Brown went down. And that one goes against Michael. That's number 4 on him. Fans didn't like it.
This is what makes this young man. Siesting gets the ball, now pops it on down low. Beats his man at the baseline, gives a little bit of a fake, throws it up. Michael tried to wipe it out. As we said, he doesn't block it. He wipes it out. And here comes your dancing centers again.
Well, the platoon is on. And so Corzine comes in with a dead ball. And Tony Brown to the line. He has 5, has not scored since the second quarter of this game.
Oh, boy. That one was down, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
For a while, but no count. Came back, threw it up.
That looked like, the way that bounced around, Siesting is going to come out now for Indiana. That ball looked like the guy who shot the cue ball too hard at the hole, and it hit both sides and bounced out.
Fleming in now. They need a bigger defender. He missed both of them.
He got his own rebound, knocked it off of Greenwood out of bounds.
What a job he did. He saw he was going to miss that second one, and he just piled in there and was able to swat around the leg of Greenwood. So now 24-second clock in favor here now of the Pacers.
Yeah, they get a fresh 24, minute 27 left as Indiana tosses it in. Needing 2 to tie. Fleming driving. Shot blocked. Foul. Wait a minute, the 2 players are breaking away. Now, let's see it. Let's don't call a technical on that one. Both players thought that they had a clean breakaway. Jordan got the foul. That's number 5 on him.
Ronnie Nunn with the call on 5th person on Michael Jordan. Michael's pained expression shows his reaction, and Nunn shows none.
Yeah. Fleming hits the free throw, and Indiana has a chance to tie here at 116. Granville Waiters comes in. Tony Brown to the bench. So now you have a front line that is 7 feet, 6'11", 6'8" for Indiana. Waiters will be running. They'll probably run a couple low posts. Fleming ties it and look for pressure on the inbounds pass here. Bulls get it in. Jordan with the ball. He'll bring it up. 1:20 remaining. Jordan and Matthews now. Good ball handlers. Is lobbed over to Matthews. They have the Corzine and Greenwood well cleared out. They're trying to set up their isolation here. Jordan posting down low. Now Woolridge slides in. The ball goes to Jordan. Tipped away. And you saw they'll give Matthews room. You saw how wide open he was as they tried to reverse it back to him. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Woolridge inbounds to Jordan in three-point land. Stepanovic on him. He fires anyway. No. Tip Corzine. Dave Corzine has 17. A big basket. And on the inbounds pass, foul. Timeout. Timeout, Indiana. 57 seconds remaining. The Bulls. Well, you know, even the game the Bulls won at Indiana, the first time these teams met, they only won that one by 2. And the others, the most recent game, they got cleaned out by Indiana, 114-96 here.
Oh, boy, there's a sign in the balcony. The Broncos support the Bulls. However, Bill, right now, it was Dave Corzine's left-handed tip in there at the end. Michael Jordan had to take a shot to beat the clock. There was only 6 seconds on it when the ball was blocked out of bounds. And as he gave the fake, who was there but Big Steve Stepanovic? And over the top, we'll take a listen now to Kevin in the timeout.
Pressure on the passer. Well, does that mean they're going to trap a little bit here, Rick?
I'll tell you, he went over everything in that timeout. Watch the back pick. Stepanovic, don't let him go, make him go to his right. They don't want him to go to his left. Watch the back. Rotate up. Rebound. Don't foul. We get the ball to run a 60. So in that 1 minute timeout, everything went flying through the minds of the Bulls here. 56 seconds to go.
Let's hope they keep it in mind. He diagrammed about every possibility. Fleming a running one-hander. Bulls have the rebound on the miss. Bulls have the rebound on the miss. Now they'll walk it up. Matthews will bring it across. Fleming is on it. If the Bulls score here, it's going to be very tough on Indiana. Matthews, they lay way off of him. Jordan, 7 seconds to shoot. Matthews, he may have to take it. Jordan, a three-pointer. Didn't get it. Greenwood batted it. Tipped it alive. Go on, Oldham for the hook. No! They battled for the rebound. Out of bounds, Indiana. Oldham probably could have just held that ball, Red, and taken some time off the clock.
It's hard to think of what happens in that situation. Yep. He was right underneath the basket, and now the clock is, the 24-second clock is off. Bill will play it all the way down, 17 seconds ago.
All right, the Pacers have the ball. They trail by 2. Thomas. Kellogg going for the tying hoop. He missed it. Jordan got the rebound. The Bulls have it. 6 seconds away from victory and a foul in the backcourt against Thomas. And Jordan has the balance of this game in his own hands now.
Orlando Woolridge now giving everybody high fives. Not over yet with 5 seconds, but here is the shot off the rim. And watch Michael Jordan up above everybody, right in the middle of the pack, grabs it, brings it out to the side, and has to be fouled by Jim Thomas. 5 seconds to go. Bulls can increase this lead. If they do by 4, there'll be a timeout. And then we'll see the three-point action, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Big free throws right now. Michael
Jordan has 37.
Never a doubt on that one, I guess. Just ripple the cord. And if there's no timeout, you better start to put some pressure on.
Yeah, they really don't have much choice.
Okay.
They definitely want to make it difficult to move the ball.
Game, set, and match maybe right there with those two, huh, Bill?
38 points. And the Bulls.
That MJ's like money in the bank as the Bulls went on to win that game 120-119. Jordan ended the year setting a club single-season record for points, 2,313. He also led the Bulls in boards, assists, and steals. As a result, he ended the season being named NBA Rookie of the Year. Join us next week as we bring you another edition of Sports Channel's Decade of Classics.